Hello and welcome to Craft Your Soul Happy by Jackie Casciani. I'm so grateful that you could join me. Today I'll be making this stunning thank you card. I have used beautiful pattern paper, layered masking, and various dies to create this card. Feel free to use whatever items you have. I will link all the items I have used below. I will be using Stampin' Up's Layers of Beauty stamp set, dies, and masks for this card. I have put all of my dies onto a magnetic sheet, which is my preferred method of storage, and I've stored them along with the coordinating masks in the stamp case. Okay, let's get started. I'll be using a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch piece of white cardstock to stamp the large floral image on. I have attached the stamp to a large block, and I am inking up the stamp with Smoky Slate water-based dye ink from Stampin' Up. I'm going to place a non-stick craft mat under my cardstock and then stamp the image. Make sure to apply light pressure and keep the stamp in place for a few seconds to give the ink time to adhere to the cardstock. What a gorgeous floral image. Now I will use the 5 layered masks on the stamped image to bring color and definition to the floral image. The masks allow you to apply color in layers and build up color in various areas with each mask. I'm attaching the cardstock to the non-stick mat with Post-it tape, which is a low-tack tape that won't tear the cardstock when it's removed. Another nice feature is the Post-it tape is reusable many times. Next, I will place the first mask on the cardstock by lining up the stamped image to the mask openings and attaching with Post-it tape as well. I'll begin my ink blending by using a blending brush and lightly loading the brush with Flirty Flamingo ink. A good tip is to lightly dab the brush on the stencil or a scratch piece of paper and then lightly begin applying the ink in a circular motion. You want to use a light touch and build up color. You can always add more color, but if you apply too much, you can't take it away. Before I remove the mask, I'm going to mark the mask with a pencil on the notch at the bottom and on various sides on the Post-it tape that's attached to the non-stick mat. Now I'll remove the mask. Look at that beautiful coloring on the flowers. Repeat this process with the remaining 2 floral masks, lining up the masks with the pencil lines. Again, I'm loading and then tapping off and then applying with a light hand. And as I do this, it's building up color in the spots that weren't open on the last one. And we'll repeat that for the third one for the flowers. Again, the open areas are now become even more intense in color. For the final 2 masks, for the leaves, I'll repeat the same process, but I'm going to use Granny Apple Green ink this time. Lining it up again with the marks on my mat. Dabbing off and lightly applying. Again, go on that light touch, and then we'll build up color with the second mask to give definition and shading. And here we have the final mask. And this will bring in even a more intense color to those leaves. Look at the beautiful definition created by the buildup of color. I just love how the shading brings life to the flowers and the leaves. Now on to some die cutting using the Stampin' Cut and embossing machine. The cutting plates indicate which plates to use for each application. I will lay the stamped floral image on the plate and attach the die with the Post-it tape and run it through the die machine. I absolutely love how smoothly the die moves through this die cut machine. I also cut out a scalloped panel from the retired Scallop Contours die set from Stampin' Up. Now on to the Brights Designer Series paper assortment, which includes 40 sheets, 2 each of 2 double-sided designs and 10 colors. Flirty Flamingo, which is what I used, Poppy Parade, Berry Burst, Azure Afternoon, Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, Lemon Lime Twist, Melon Mambo, and Pumpkin Pie. I love the Flirty Flamingo striped designer series paper for my card. And I cut that down to 4¼ by 5½ inch panel and attached that to the front of an A2 card base. I also used another die from the Scallop Contours die set to cut a scalloped edge on the card face. Again, I'm showing the die I used, but I'm not showing it being run through the die cut machine. Next, I'll attach the scalloped panel to the card front with dimensionals. A trick is to place a little dot of glue on each dimensional after you remove the backing. This will give you a surface that will slide around a little bit and allow you to move the panel into place before you secure it. I didn't show the glue, but that's what I did. I'll attach the floral image to the scallop panel with Barely Art glue, which is my favorite adhesive. I have poured this glue onto smaller bottles for ease of use and to take into my classes. My Thanks sentiment will come from the Spotlight on Nature stamp set. I stamped this on a sentiment panel from the same die set I used from the other panel, and I'll attach that with the dimensionals as well. For the final touches, I'll add pearl embellishments from the Blooming Pearls set. I am attaching 4 of the smallest pink pearls to the sentiment panel and a large and small pearl to the upper right. The Take Your Pick tool makes this such an easy job. There's the final 2 I'm attaching on the right side of the sentiment. And there we have it. I hope you will take the time to try this technique for your own card making or scrapbooking. Please take time to scrap your soul happy today. I would be very grateful if you would like this video and subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more videos.